Hi everybody, and welcome to Sentence Starters, an ice-breaking activity intended to help students get to know each other. This is an excellent activity that comes from an even more excellent book, written by a most excellent teacher, Dr. Shane Dixon. This activity is intended to be used for group work, and its main goal is to help learners feel more comfortable to share, make attempts to speak new grammatical items, and even make mistakes and take risks. Okay, now here's how it works. Give students a handout with unfinished sentences. This is an example of my adaptation from Dr. Shane's examples. And you can start with as few or as many examples as you'd like. In his book, Dr. Shane gives a number of wonderful examples. And then let everyone know that the entire class will be required to finish one of the many example starters listed on the handout. And here's how it might work as a whole class speaking activity. Tell students that you will begin, and choose one of the sentence starters and finish it. For example, I love to look at myself in the mirror. Then choose another student and choose a sentence starter for them. For example, Claire, what will you never forget? Claire might say, I will never forget how handsome Brian teacher is. When they finish, that student now selects a new starter and a new student to finish. As the teacher, you'll need to help students to prompt the next student by creating a question from each prompt. At more basic levels, invite students to choose their own prompts. Give them a few minutes beforehand to search out a few prompts that they feel comfortable answering. And not only comfortable answering, but comfortable answering well. Something that they'll be able to give elaboration on. On the other hand, at more advanced levels, you might want to have students do this exercise in pairs or groups and finish as many of the sentence starters as they can. Now, one alternative method, and the one I used this activity for in my classroom, was to do it as a writing activity. In my class, we often sit in a sharing circle. For this activity, we formed a circle with our desks so that we could look at the people who are sitting around us. Everyone sat down in a chair, I handed out the worksheets, and students wrote their name at the top. Next, students would pass their paper to the student on their left. That student would then pick up their pencil and choose any sentence starter to finish. To best ensure that students selected a sentence starter and finished it in a timely fashion, I used an egg timer set to 30 seconds. When the timer expired, students had to write their name at the end of their answers, then put their pencil down, and again pass the worksheet to the student on their left. When all of the sentence starters were finished, I had students stand up and return the paper back to its owner. This would be especially helpful in an icebreaker where students need to learn each other's names. Once students have their papers back, I always give them a few minutes to look over the answers. And I have them highlight the good, the bad, and the ugly. This activity, as with any good icebreaker, really gets students thinking and moving. And it also elicits a desire to share about themselves and learn about their other classmates.